This is your kin, Geo's kin, bringing you the next guide. Last time we shocked ourselves through that shell cup. This time we're gonna go through the flower cup by powering our way through it. Alright, before the video actually starts, the course in the background will be Mario Kart Circuit for now. While I'm explaining this, you can get a look at the course. So, if you've seen the title, and it has specific words at the end, I'm trying not to date this video, but it's going to end up dating this video. That means at the end of the video, there's something for you. Other than that, why don't we get into the course? Mario Kart Circuit is the first course that was shown off to us, and it's actually based off of the Mobius strip. If you have two ends of paper and you twist it and connect the two ends, it'll form a figure 8 and you'll go around it infinitely. That's essentially what this course is. It's a Mobius strip. Now, with that being said, this course is pretty darn simple because usually Mario circuits are usually a simple course. There's a lot of turns, but they don't feel too bearing, really. There are two shortcuts, one on both sides of the Mobius strip at pretty much the exact same side. When you're heading down after entering anti-gravity mode, to the left, you should see that there is a patch of grass. If you have a mushroom or another boost item, I know probably people are getting tired of me saying boost item, you can cut across the grass, but be careful because you can skip the item boxes that's coming up. The next shortcut, which is on the opposite side of the Mobius strip, is pretty much the exact same thing, it's just to the right this time instead of to the left. Not really too much to say on these shortcuts, but beware there are piranha plants in those pipes, so if you're drifting close to them, you have a higher chance of getting hit. In 200cc, they usually don't catch you, but that's here and there. Onwards to, well, 200cc. 200cc on this course is very fast paced. It really shows the difference between Mario Kart Stadium and this course. This course is all about the drifting. And that being said, I recommend a bike for this stage. And you might be hearing that a lot during this cup review, or this cup layout, this cup guide. Drifting is going to be very important, and you want to know how to drift. And I say inside drifting bikes are probably the best when it comes to this. But bikes in itself, by drifting, you maintain more speed with it. So regardless if you drift or not with it, then regardless if it's inside or outside drifting, you'll be fine. As long as it's usually a bike. Alright, it is time for Toad's Harbor, the second course and the second unveiled course for E3. Yeah, I don't know why I'm keep bringing this up, but Toad Harbor is a pretty relaxing course in its own right. You go through a food market, you head to the top of the town to see the trams are coming down and all that other good stuff. So why don't we start off with the first shortcut, which is at the very first turn. You may notice that there's a crate there. You can hit this crate and any other crate with an item, such as a boost item or anything, and it will most likely drop a mushroom or any other item. Most likely it's going to drop a mushroom. But if you can cut the corner of this item, then that's about it. Onwards to to the end of the course, just like in Mario Kart Circuit. There's another shortcut. And it's a big patch of grass and you can cut across it. That's pretty much just it when it comes to shortcuts at Toad Harbor. Now, 200cc. With 200cc, you can actually just jump across the first shortcut if you're good at, using your hopping skills. You can just jump over it. By the way, if you take that little ramp to the left, you will just clear the entire ramp. You will not hit the second ramp at all. You just clear it. And funny thing is, during one of the recordings, I actually hit the pole. Like, I aimed up perfectly accurate at the pole and just my character went smack into it. I'm a bit sorry about Mario actually getting a bit of a concussion, but he's always hitting bricks with his head, so is it really that bad that he's hitting a pole now? Eh. Alright, now it's time to meet you at Twisted Mansion. Alright, Twisted Mansion is the spooky course. Really, I thought this was Luigi's course, but now they're probably going to switch it to King Boo's course because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is out and he's now a playable character. So this is now King Boo's course. Upon entering this course, you may notice when you start up on the finish line that the doors actually open while you're getting ready to blast off from the starting line. Now, there are 2 split paths, and then after the 2 split paths, there's a shortcut in between the bookcases. You do need a mushroom. So, that's about it. That is a pretty simple shortcut. It'll shave off a few seconds, but that's not really the big shortcut that you should be worried about. Along the rest of the course, like far all the way to the end, like most of this cup has shortcuts at the beginning and really at the end. So in this case, this shortcut is all the way at the end, and there's a big patch of grass over there towards the tree towards the right. If you can time it right, and if you are good at actually turning your card and all that, you can actually dictate how early you want to leave the shortcut. So you can leave it either closer to the finish line or maybe after the finish line. It depends on how much boost you have also. Just line yourself up correctly and you'll actually maintain the maximum amount of speed. This is really prevalent in 200cc, which is a great segue into going into 200cc. Thank you, I'm very proud of myself. 200cc does make this course a heck of a lot faster. Well, it does that for every course, Yoshkin. Why am I making that a point? It's a good question. Well, while there are some straightaways and there is water in this course, I still would recommend a bike. And while I didn't say this for Toad's Harbor, but bikes, Toad's Harbor is either way. It could be a car or a bike. It has half straightaways and half turns. Like the first half is turns and the last half is straightaways. So it's kind of hard to give a suggestion on that, but these are all preferences. Back to Twisted Mansion right now. I recommend a cart. I recommend a cart. I recommend a bike. While there are a couple straightaways and there is water where you do move faster underwater with a cart other than a bike, there are lots of turns underwater where you most likely are going to want to turn. And usually when I mean bike, I usually mean inside, but any bikes is fine. If you don't know how to inside drift, it's perfectly fine. It's something that you have to learn by yourself. Really, just keep practicing with it. I find it easier than in a Mario Kart Wii, and that's debatable. But I'm really getting off subject. There are no shortcuts you can actually shorten on Twisted Mansion. But the last shortcut, since you go a ridiculous amount of speed, you have a better chance of actually using only one mushroom to go past the finish line and get back on the course in one mushroom. Now it is a bit tricky because you gotta aim where your cart wants to go and do your best not to really drift, but carts will make this clearing it a lot easier. Other than that, Twisted Mansion is oddly pretty much the same. Alright, let's go to the Falls of the Shy Guys. Alright, here at Shy Guy Falls, where we're not going to push a Shy Guy off the falls, we're actually going to race around their mining facility in this beautiful course with the nice waterfall. Now, this is my first time actually talking about water mechanics in here other than driving underwater. We're actually going to drive on top of water. I might as well explain it. If water's coming your way, you're going to go slower. If you're going water's way, you're going to go faster. It's common sense, but some people won't really notice this. So if you're going up the waterfall it's best to take those boosts up the waterfall. If you're going down the waterfall, just keep going straight. You're gaining speed and all that, but be sure not to miss that gliding section, or Lakitu will carry you off into the distance. Now, let's talk about shortcuts. There's a shortcut after the first turn, and it's barely a shortcut. It's just a nice cut across the grass that you can use. During the second shortcut, which is all the way past, pretty much at the end, like I've said, that this course is really known for, this cup is really known for having that. There's a shortcut with a ramp and there's some item boxes. Now this shortcut is nice to know about. Why? If you're in first place and you have some bananas, it is in your best interest to try to either aim and throw the bananas in that area, so at that ramp's area, so if someone tries to take that shortcut to catch up to you, now they can't, and there's an item box right there, so you can possibly get a either even better item, or maybe just get a super horn or a shell to protect yourself, or they might just throw you and say, haha, you use your item and you get a coin, which is 9 times out of 10 which is gonna happen. But just so people won't let you catch up, throw bananas there if possible. At the ending turn of the course, there is another shortcut that you can use a mushroom for. It doesn't shave off that much time, but it can be useful. Now, let's talk about 200cc. Now, I made a blunder in this. So, I have played this course a lot, just trying to figure out what shortcuts work and not. So, regardless of what vehicle you use, that first shortcut is going to be useless to you. You will go flying off the course. I mean, just skyrocketing, flying off the course. There's nothing you can do about it. I promise you. Nothing. Maybe. So, the second shortcut with the ramp. You can use a mushroom. Just hopefully you won't fall off the course like I did multiple times. If you use a mushroom, do not do a trick. It will be even harder for you to make a stop so you can actually stay on the course. And losing precious time and losing precious coins, which lower your precious speed. Believe it or not, it took me about 30 minutes to figure out that the second shortcut, you don't even need a boost item. You can hop across the grass and do a trick off the ramp and continue going. And you think I'm joking with this? This actually blew my mind when coming back and playing this game. You can actually just hop across the grass and do a trick, get an item, and save time. Maybe you might not save time, but it seems like you will save time from doing just that. Last shortcut, of course, that's going to be useful. So, in all, that's... The first shortcut is useless. Like, if you use it, you're going to just go careening off the course. And everyone thinks that's freaking hilarious, by the way. Second shortcut, you can use a mushroom, but I highly do not recommend doing so. Save it for that third shortcut that you can use to shave off a few seconds. So, again with this course, I would lean more towards karts because there are a fair amount of straightaways. But I will lean more towards bikes because of all the sharp turns you gotta do in the course that you could most likely just fail and careen off course because you're in a cart. Yeah, well, I use mostly inside drifting bikes, but you choose how you do. So, in all fairness, this course is mostly for bikes, if not all for bikes, if you really want to do that debate. I believe that this course excels with bikes. The first course, you just zip around it if you are an inside drifting bike. The second course, about half and half. There are some curvy elements of those in this course, but in that course, it's all up to you. Twisted Mansion is about the same, but it's only about one straightaway, while the rest is just you turning constantly. And the last course, while there are about 2 to 3 straightaways, I still would recommend a bike, all due to that fact. So this course get the stamp of approval of mostly bikes. Really, it's all helpful information for you to actually make when playing against your friends. And now that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe allows you to actually change your character and courses in between races without backing out, it's going to be even more useful. So, this has been your kid, the Yosh Kid, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So, before I start with the G word, yeah, that giveaway word, that free click that should probably click just to figure out how to enter this giveaway, I'm intentionally using bad footage right here to highlight how much I struggled for a minute. And it was a little struggle. It wasn't that big of a struggle. I'm a pretty decent player. It was a little struggle and experimentation on Mario Kart 8 to figure out what worked. I actually found out that you could use a shortcut without a mushroom on Shy Guy Falls, and that's the footage you're going to be watching in the background. And I was pretty dumbfounded when I found that out. So, the prize. The prize is Mario Kart 8 digital. Yeah, it's going to just be digital. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe digital. So, you can enter by doing the following. No, I don't want you to subscribe. No, I don't want you to like. I would like both of those things. Trust and believe I would. But I don't want people just subscribing so they can just come and get free stuff. It's not what I want. 2, liking because someone asked you is pretty. I don't like just asking for likes, even if I worked hard. If you want to like, you can do so by yourself. The only thing I'm asking you to do, and before there are some requirements to doing so, is commenting. And I want some feedback. I want to see how this video resonated with you, or this series so far. This is episode 3. I've already did Mushroom Cup and I already did Shell Cup, so now I want to see how this Flower Cup hold up to those two. Did you like the editing style in Mushroom Cup? Did you like that I have doing like seamless editing where you can't really tell when changing from kart to bike or from 200 to 150cc, stuff like that? That's things I wonder about me speaking, because I know I do have a bit of a speaking problem. I can't really speak while I'm on mic right now as I would by myself. If I speak to myself while I'm driving home in the car, I can speak for hours. And yeah, this is me talking to myself. And yes, that is weird, but it helps me actually throw out my thoughts, to say the least. It helps me throw out my thoughts when I'm driving home and maybe I'm in traffic, or maybe I'm just thinking about a video and I'm afraid to post it sometimes due to the fact of I'm thinking that I didn't get my point across. And things like that. I want feedback. I want criticism. I want ways to improve. If you think if you think you have tips for Photoshop that I haven't seen, post in the comments. If you think you have tips for editing, post in the comments. If you have tips for better speaking, post in the comments. If you have tips on how I should use this series, maybe you like the editing style in Mushroom Cup where I actually freeze frame the video, put an arrow around and show the spots where you could actually use a mushroom or another boost item. Maybe that appealed to you. Maybe not. Maybe you like how I'm just fluently using gameplay footage and showing it and then talking about it like that. That is a possibility, and I want to know. And the best way to do that is by having something free, right? Because free things always attracts people, and this free thing only costs a few words. It probably costs about a paragraph at most. I'm going to be picking one winner May the 5th. after May 4th, if I see a comment when I'm looking on from now to May 4th or to 5th when I'm still looking, if I pick your comment on May 5th, and I'm not the only one that's going to be picking the comment, I'm going to ask a couple of my friends to help me out. If I pick your comment and it's truly helpful, I hope one thing I think I forgot to mention is you need two other things. One, you need to have a YouTube account to comment, so that's a duh. And two, you need either your email or your Twitter to be linked to your email on the about page of you. So it's pretty simple. And if I shoot you an email, look out for it on May the 5th. Or if I shoot you a private message on Twitter, look out for it on May the 5th. Those are two things I wanted to say, but all it costs is a couple words. Maybe you don't like the way I speak and you can help me improve. Maybe I should use scripting, because I didn't use scripting for any of this. For these guides, I didn't use scripting. I remade the video. I did it off of scratch. I didn't script. Maybe scripting could help me with making these videos, but that would take time, and I'm perfectly fine with taking my time. I don't feel the need to rush due to the fact that I want to make a quality product. So, tell me down in the comments. That's all I really want to know. And this has been your kid, the Yoshkin, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.